Thank you very much, Prof, for your time on ENC. Now, I don't know if you caught my interview with the party's national spokesperson. He does obviously concede that it's been a very difficult year, but he says there is some introspection. They've been saying this for a while. Do you see the introspection happening and helping?
Thanks, Mashego, and good day to the viewers. Look, I mean, you know, they talk of introspection. We would have thought that after the 2016 local government election, there would be introspection. You would recall they lost metros in that local government election as well. But it's clear that there was no introspection, that in fact the people came out, those that did come out to vote, and decided to teach the ANC a lesson, to not come out in their numbers. And not to vote for them. And so Maba, he might be talking of introspection. We can only hope that indeed the ANC is going to do that introspection, because it is sorely needed.
And of course, I did ask him questions about the salaries that have not been paid to some of the employees at Luthuli House in particular. He became a little bit defensive in terms of whether or not they'd be paid today. But do you agree with the concept that he's saying they're adopting to ask their members to, crowdfund so that their members, so that their employees can be paid? Is that not sort of like emotional blackmail kind of?
Well, they're simply running out of ideas, Mashego. I mean, donors are not giving the ANC money clearly. I think the new rules that says that people must declare political contributions is what is hamstringing the ANC at this point in time. They simply have no option but to call on their members to try and make some kind of additional contribution to assist in the financial woes of the ANC. But yeah, as you say, I don't know if it's blackmail. I'm just not sure whether the ordinary members of the ANC will actually come to the party with regards to contributions, because clearly the ANC has demonstrated over the years that it cannot manage its own finances, and that's why they're in this predicament that they're in at the moment.
So should their members and South Africans be concerned then, because we did start seeing these financial woes rather as soon as it was announced that ACT coming into power, that they have to declare which donors they're getting the money from and how much, right? But, seeing that has affected them in this huge way, should people be concerned about those donors who used to give the ANC money?
Well, the thing is, Mashego, that there is a person that had been elected at the ANC's national conference who is the national treasurer. And the job of the national treasurer, among other things, is to keep the lights on, to make sure that employees of the ANC are paid, and to go out there and fundraise when there is actually a shortage of money. Now, I'm not sure what the treasurer is doing, whether he's failing in his task, but over the festive season, as people go into the Christmas period, it is a travesty that ordinary workers of the ANC is not being paid and will not be able to put food on the table for their families. This is a serious indictment.
That's a very bleak picture, Prof. Just very quickly, while I have you, next year the ANC goes into its elective conference. This is in about a year's time, as journalists will be hurdled up with them probably at Nasrec or whichever venue that they choose this time around, where they'll be choosing their new top 6 that represent the party in the next national government elections. So the debate is going to start rising again during the course of the year. Who should take up the presidency, etc. And some people would say that the current president has tried to show that he's trying to work on the party by making sure that, that resolution that they took in the last election about the step aside rule is being implemented, etc. Do you think they should give him another chance?
Look, I mean, I think that Ramaphosa came out of the conference with a whole barrage of promises among others, was to clamp down on corruption inside the party and inside the government. I think the track record thus far suggests that he has fulfilled that promise. If we look at the PPE scandal and people being prosecuted and arrested for that, we look at the digital vibes matter, we look at the asbestos matter with Leis Magashule, the Gumede matter in KZN, and so on and so forth. A lot of wins for the president. Of course, the July protest precipitated a consequence management, which resulted in a cabinet reshuffle. So there was some consequence management. Not everyone agrees with it, but it happened. And I think at this point in time, Cyril Ramaphosa is unassailable in the party. I think that his path to 2022 is open, unless something quite dramatic happens in the new year. But we'll have to keep an eye on the provincial conferences and how they pan out. But I think that at this point in time, he should be given a second chance. Also, no one asked for the COVID pandemic. He had to manage that. And I think he would want a second term to try and stabilize the economy and do some of the other promises that he had set out.
All right. Thank you very much for your time on NewsLink this morning.